Alright, what's happening, guys? So, as you can see, at the airport, thought I'd do the reaction video here. So I'm going to have to try and keep a little bit quiet. Yeah, where do I start? Obviously, there was quite a funny decisions, I thought, on that card. A bit happened, right? You even had one judge, one of the judges literally got fired. You could say fired, got fired halfway through the event. There was a couple decisions that I was like, oh, what's going on there? Or even some of the split decisions, some of the way that the judges scored it was just pretty crazy, to be honest. But I won't get too much into that. But what will I talk about? Obviously, I'll talk about some of the big fights on the main card. Obviously, Kai Kara-France going in there against Steve Erceg. Steve Erceg is a great fighter, very good fighter, very well-rounded, good defensively as well. And Kai was able to, in the first round, find an opening and get the finish. Again, on someone like Steve Erceg, it's very impressive. So a massive win for Kai Kara-France. Where does he go from here? Is he installed for another title shot? Finishing someone like that, like the guy that just fought for the title and knocking him out like that, I think that puts you right up there. He's already ranked number 4. The flyweight division's a little bit, all over the place, you could say. I think that makes sense. I know I could be wrong. Maybe there's someone I'm not really thinking of right now. But yeah, I think Kai is definitely back right there at title contentions. Now, let's get to Dan Hooker and Gamrot. Man, that was a fun fight. That was a wicked fight. Got fight of the night. It was another fun fight. Another fun fight was Tom Nolan earlier on as well. That was a fun fight as well. But Dan Hooker and Gamrot, yeah, what a fight. Dan Hooker was just putting the pressure, getting in front of him. Obviously, Gamrot wanted to shoot for the takedowns. Dan did a great job of stopping some of those takedowns, threatening with the submission. Did a lot of damage on the feet. So I scored it for Dan. I thought it was pretty obvious, to be quite honest. I think I've seen some people trying to be like, oh, Gamrot. I was like, I don't know how they could say that when it goes by damage. And all the damage was Dan Hooker, I thought. Obviously, he hurt Dan. Yeah, Gamrot did land some shots too. But yeah, Dan Hooker hurt him that many times, hurt him, ripped it, so many body rips, hurt him to the body quite a few times, the teeps to the body, yeah, rattled him, and then obviously had him winded quite a few times and just did a lot more damage on the feet. So it always goes by damage. That's just how the judges score it. That's the criteria, the judging criteria. That's why, I don't know if they do it a little bit different in Australia, but the wrestling, they just count the wrestling so much. Obviously with the Josh Coolabau fight, like a couple of takedowns, but with no damage. In the first round he had deep submissions, so that's fair enough. But then the other rounds, all the damage was Josh Coolabau, like big damage. I reckon the second round could have been a 10-8. And then the third round did all the damage. He did grab a hold of Josh, but didn't really do nothing. So I thought, no, it's a clear victory for Josh. I thought it was clear. Didn't go that way. So the judges, I don't know, they were really scoring the wrestling like a lot. Probably a little bit too much, because again, it is damage, all about damage. But anyway, let's get into the main event. Obviously disappointed, Izzy. Dricus, that was a fun fight as well. The boys were going at it. I had Izzy winning. I thought Izzy was looking good. Both landing good shots, but I thought Izzy was landing the cleaner shots. Obviously hurt him to the body in that a few times. But the takedowns, Dricus was getting some of the takedowns. So it was a reasonably competitive fight, but I thought Izzy was looking great. I started actually getting a little confident, not cocky, but I don't think that's the right word, but I was getting quite confident in them later rounds. Like, here we go now. It's about, you could see that the finish is coming. I was thinking for Izzy, right? Like, I started like even saying that there was a camera in front of me, and I was pretty much saying that. I was starting to get quite confident, because I thought Izzy was finding his eye. He started the rounds very good, especially in the last few rounds. He started the round very fast, looked very sharp. Maybe slowed down a little bit towards the end of each round, but would start off, very strong and sharp and land nice clean shots and even hurt Dricus. So I was like, all right, this is it, the finish is coming. Dricus was tough. Even when I thought like, oh, he's going downhill from here, he'll just turn it around and, land some shots of his own and try and, grab a hold, slow it down, and then was able to get the finish in the 4th round, I think it was. Got the submission. Like I was talking to Easy backstage, he was a bit disappointed that he slipped up with a couple of things, like while he was going for the choke, slipped up with some of the defence. But he's still in sort of high spirits. He knows that he felt good out there. Disappointed for Easy, obviously, but Dricus, congratulations. I was good to see the respect between the two. I always knew that there was respect there. I always thought there was respect there, and just the fight, competitors, a bit of a narrative there, and that got in the way. But I'm sort of glad to see them sort of squash that. But again, overall, that event, Perth was incredible. The crowd was incredible again. Good fights. It was from the start to finish. The fights were great. Very. I'm telling you, Perth's a place to be for the fight nights. Great fights. Unfortunately on the main event, but I thought all the Aussies and New Zealander fighters had good showings anyway, and the crowd was awesome. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I appreciate all of yous. Till next time, love yous.